Sejam muito mais para leve do X-Men. E sejam bem-vindos a mais um episódio de ele à Noire. Na última live já te prendeu o Matthew Ryan por ter cometido uma série de homicídios e também por assassinato. Ou era outro. Ele foi acusado de assassinato, mas agora vamos ver este caso aqui. Evelyn Fields. Estamos a ver um gajo a dobrar uma revista.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Ok, nós estamos a mandar ir para aquele sítio.
Canary says he'll sing. Only if I guarantee.
Vamos lá começar aqui com uma missão secundária. Se tiver, que agora tem aparecido muitas e eu não quero perdê-las. Bom,
I can tell you are lying. You're living.
Remember the dead lady they found under the train?
eu tiro para o outro lado da saída, não é? Vai esperar, estamos a buscar o nosso carro. Eu falo que também ele mudou um bocadinho de bullying, sofreu bullying também por causa do Roy, que o Roy é pateta, estúpido, mas aquilo só não para o prejudicar. Só confia nele, não é porque ele é um bom detetive, então pronto. É por isso que só confia muito em nós. O nosso caso foi o pior caso, foi mesmo aquele. O Leroy, né? Foi aquele assassinato do Lester. Epá, correu bem. Sério é que pronto. Ou a gente matava ou ele matava a senhora, então pronto, a gente matou. Depois tivemos uma crítica do nosso chefe de tráfico, então pronto. Deve ser as 4 estrelas. É estúpido, mas pronto, né? A gente ou matava ou a gente matava ou a mulher morria. O que preferia?
Do you have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation.
As cenas também são muito giras.
Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Vamos ver isto. Ok, das crianças e dos jovens, não é?
The prayer effect is from the fire. The muscles and tendons contract.
Vamos ver mais as placas. Está aqui a placa, está até aqui qualquer coisa.
You ever think about how many people have died in this
Uma
world?
família, ok.
How big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
Mas a sério, porquê que eles...
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fire?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He's trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
Sure, it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole.
Mas não vou gastar em tudo de queimar para provas então. Este caso correu mal por causa, um bocadinho mal por causa disso. Mas chegar às 5 estrelas já mesmo não sei como. Mas pronto, já foi nosso amigo.
Find anything interesting?
Que nada para ver. Vimos o B. Eu tenho mais placas, algo assim. Aqui não há nada para apanhar. É isto. Não, isto é inútil. Ui, o andar de baixo. Nossa, está tudo a inundar. Isto deve ser uma pista.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Não, já fomos aqui. Porra, não encontro nada. Como não era para encontrar, já vi que sim. Boas aquisições.
Something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations.
Te calma, Beck. Estás muito enervado.
You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. You should take a look around. Work the neighbors. I'll go across the street.
Okay, on the other side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive. Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Oi, tá aqui outra prova. Conquistado por quê? Pelo Varley.
Looks like the same model.
Varley tem culpa. Também. Não, que foda.
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck.
Parados.
Imagine after having
Pai, não vou
one
usar
that weekend-
questões. Não vou usar. Estas
What's your
perguntas
name,
aqui
sir?
são simples, portanto não vale a pena.
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Caramba, temos aqui um... Ah.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Aham. Bom, verdade não é. De certeza absoluta, mano. Verdade não é. E também temos provas, portanto, dúvida.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GI.
Estavas a dormir enquanto a explosão aconteceu. Aham. Isso o pai então, pá. Mas assim ele já não te engana mais.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Pensa, Rex, pensa. Ai, peraí. Bom, vamos lá formular isto. Triângulo não é. Não parece que já tenha provas. É. Isto não tem nada a ver. Exatamente, isto não tem nada a ver. Pá, acho que não é verdade. Mete a dúvida.
You sure, Mr. Foreman?
Pronto,
There are
obrigado.
signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair. Hey, I don't have all day. Hey, I don't have all day.
com o
knocking these
caso.
houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. Their billboards, that Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Pá, eu acho que ele não está a falar a verdade.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
Vai ser fácil este caso. Também com ele tentar enganar-nos não é muito difícil. Bah.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. Then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Bom, finalmente diz-me uma resposta bem, para lá a verdade.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who
Não
were still
manteste uma
thinking.
coisa de jeito.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Bom,
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane.
coisa toda dobrada. Aquilo não era uma revista. É uma revista, mas não é aquelas revistas.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
For Elysian Fields developments.
Bom, acho que a live já está a dar bem.
Oh, I see you already have one.
É lá, há muito cartaz sobre isso. Lyndon Monroe.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Vamos aqui ao telefone.
Come on, you can tell me.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. Dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Peraí. Pausa. Não isso. Daqui.
Anyone in the vicinity is citizen reports a 459 there now at 38 North Catalina. Unit
Espero bem que ele não vá ao rancho escondido. Rancho escondido. Nice, não foi. É porque missões secundárias também dão algum jeito, estão a perceber, manos? Então pronto.
Cops! Shit! Stop! LAPD!
Tentativa de roubo. Bom, bye Vix. Ok, isto não é para apanhar.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. I need to be closer, Phelps. Lay into his wheel well. Come on.
Isto aqui não é para apanhar. É só para perseguir. Vou desligar a sineta para que ninguém se meta no nosso caminho. Estou a ver o carro ainda. É.
But I'm scared to go to prison, mister. They'll take one look at me.
Vais para a tua celinha porque tentaste roubar a minha casa. Vais para um lugar onde ficam os criminosos.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Vamos agora ao rancho, acho eu, escondido. Um sítio muito bom.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
You have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Então este gajo aqui é o Monroe.
You like a cigar? Drink, boy.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boy. How can I help?
1, 2, 3, 4 perguntas. Ok.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboard for buyers, and I advertise for sellers.
Mentiroso. Bom, eu acho que é dúvida.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
The point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Bom, mas estava distraído. Vamos lá ver o que é que ele disse. Ok, é mentira antes que a gente tenha uma prova.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Tá bem. Temos isto aqui.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
Bom, there's aqui isto.
Made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been reported.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Vai duvidar mesmo.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, Detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense. The arsonists. Do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think. The contractors I use for way builders. Suppose it could be any of them. I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Temos aqui vários nomes.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Your boss is a fine man.
I know that face. That's the guy who busted all those New York drug pushers.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, ma'am.
Bah. Existe, mas a gente não sai daqui.
The women don't find you handsome?
Deve ser por aqui. Vá.
My wife is so dumb.
Desça.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Mas já que é mais uma missão secundária, não custa nada a fazer. Temos.
Can you drive to this one?
Aí está o Phelps a tocar no substituto para ver se está bom.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Mas daqui a pouco ele já escondeu.
Again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not.
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a play.
mouth son of a bitch.
Come on, then.
Got a bad
Vamos mudar a
break.
sério.
But this isn't the answer.
Knockout punch.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Ele foi surpreendido. O nosso polícia.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
Cimento deficiente. What the fuck? Eu estava ali a
It looks like
dizer.
the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on a cheap. You got an idea, Hotshot?
Ok, Elsa está a cantar. Phelps está lá a vê-la. Bem, ele agora não tem nada a esconder, portanto. Oh, alright. Tu queres, Roy? Baixa. Oh, deixa eu estar.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not going to ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around her.
Also, I'm chateado.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields. I should have known that you were playing errand boy. You and your doofus partner. You have been warned. Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away.
You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that. I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here. Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Apartamento de Elsa. Ajudaste-me a dar-me.
You get the message about Monroe?
Lá, estou ela.
Earl delivered it. You?
Está mesmo realista,
Started
pá.
making noises about my pension.
Mas não tem nada a esconder.
I didn't mean to drag them into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650.
A chefe da polícia dos homicídios.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance.
You're behind the wheel.
All right. Where to?
As...
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him, too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah. Tell us. Is there some kind of problem?
Let's take a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
De comprar mosquitos.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence. We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Essas são munições. O que é com elas? Pode dar jeito numa batalha, mas ainda está sem balas. Essa merda ajuda. Ia, mano, que cartazes, mano. Há muitos cartazes espalhados por aí, mano. Ainda de Monroe.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Pera, ele não foi preso.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
Ele não foi preso.
I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole. Looks like we have our man.
Que falhaço, Robert.
I'm not so sure.
Acertaste um tirinho assim no morrer, vale.
Seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. You'll see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. It's hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard.
Ele já não foi preso.
I hope this puts to bed that
Depois um
crazy
bocadinho
stuff you
fraca.
had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? Be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Tá com a Elsa.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You work for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
Ok, o Codol está a pedir para ela falar com o Jack.
Hates my guts. Elsa, you take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. But it's too late. Years too late.
Bom, enquanto eles dão ali uma fodazita, a gente vai acabar o caso. Acabamos o caso. Mais um caso. Por que não? Faz mais um, fogo. Agora só.
Mr. Kelso?
Muito não, vamos acabar por aqui. Peço desculpa, mas também tenho outras coisas para fazer, então pronto, não dá. Mas logo eu faço lá e então pronto. Tchau.